The Sonic the Hedgehog universe is home to some of the most famous video game characters of all time. From sidekick characters to iconic villains and a few edgy characters to the Blue Blur himself. It wouldn't be the franchise had it not been for a certain amount of these characters. In this video, we took a look at the most important Sonic characters and why. First introduced in Sonic Rush in the year 2005, Blaze the Cat mostly plays a role in her own part, but is a pretty important character to the franchise, being best friends with Silver the Hedgehog and being a guardian of her universe. The guardian of the Soul Emeralds from another dimension, which is a parallel to Sonic and Knuckles in her own world. You know, Knuckles guarding the Master Emerald, and Sonic himself guarding his friends. Her character also anchors entire alternate dimensions lore. Even though she does sacrifice herself for her friend Silver the Hedgehog, her big role on guarding her personal emeralds is a big responsibility similar to Knuckles, trying to keep them from staying out of danger, using her super fire form whenever necessary. It's pretty clear to see why her character and responsibility take place in this ranking in this video. Silver does play a useful role from searching for dangers that might endanger the future, that might be dangerous for the Sonic timeline, often trying to fix catastrophic futures. His most important elements is involving stories, timeline, disasters, and major villains. He's also one of the 3 characters that can go super alongside with Shadow and Sonic due to being a male hedgehog, and help the 2 of them out in the final act of the final story of Sonic 06. Surely will be interesting to see him appear in future Sonic movies if he does appear in them, and play similar roles like he would in the games and basically in the entire Sonic universe. While being greedy on the Chaos Emeralds, Rouge the Bat can also be seen as a helpful little sidekick, often balancing loyalty to Shadow and Knuckles, also being a gun agent and also key in the Dark Team trio. Her spy skills could be perfect for spying on a villain, which then can be delivered to the good guys, and then that way they might even spoil their plans. One still has to remember that she can be useful at spying or even spoiling some villainous plans, and maybe even help retrieve the 7 Chaos Emeralds. Unless of course she betrays you and then she keeps the 7 Chaos Emeralds for herself. Amy Rose is a close friend of Sonic and a recurring character. First introduced in Sonic CD alongside with Metal Sonic, Amy Rose is often seen as a little bit of a pushover, being obsessed with Sonic himself. But later on, at a second glance, we often see how she represents determination for her friends, and how big of a role she plays in later entries like Sonic Frontiers, and even being a helpful assistant in Team Rose and Sonic Heroes. Amy is one of the 4 main characters of the original crew. In fact, look at them in Sonic Superstars to say you don't disagree with that. It is true that she might get a little mad at times when she feels like she's being threatened alongside with her friends, and will protect them with her giant hammer if she ever has it. I mean, if Amy wasn't in Sonic CD, what would be the plot? Just classic Robotnik versus Sonic style, and then just adding Metal Sonic alongside those lines? Like, what would be the point of destroying Metal Sonic if there was no Amy Rose in that game? And sure, we do see the Sonic Amy ship every once in a while, but you still have to remember how much an important character she is, because she wants the best for everything and protect her friends and anything that stands in their path. Being the guardian of the Master Emerald and a loyal friend to the team, it's pretty clear to see why Knuckles deserves to be on this list. Sure, he was a villain when he was first introduced and wanted to kill Sonic and wanted to take the 7 Chaos Emeralds for himself, and when he was later betrayed by Dr. Robotnik. Knuckles' protective personality over the Master Emerald, which is one of the biggest power sources found within the Sonic universe. His protecting is also a major lore pillar. Born from lost Echidna warriors and now being one of the last of the Echidnas that remains today, Knuckles' strength and his loyalty with his friends still remain one of the reasons why he still remains the way he is. Often, he's also a rivalry turned ally towards Sonic, specifically in the second Sonic movie, and some scenes in Sonic X. Despite his loyalty and his strength, it is pretty clear to see that he is not so clever. I mean, yeah, it is obvious that all he wants to do is protect the Master Emerald from any dangers. Knuckles would obviously be one of the most loyal characters in the entire franchise. His teamwork and protective personality is what makes him a pretty important and popular character among the Sonic community. Metal Sonic is one of the most strongest creations that Dr. Robotnik, or Eggman if you prefer that name, creations that has ever been created. Just like Amy Rose, first introduced in Sonic CD, introduced as a secondary antagonist where Sonic has to race Metal Sonic in order to save Amy Rose. If he loses the race, Metal Sonic wins, and Robotnik as well. And of course, if you've played the game or just seen it on the internet, Sonic wins, Metal Sonic presumably gets destroyed, and Amy Rose is saved. His whole purpose is to just hate Sonic. He represents Sonic's mechanical counterparts, often appearing in major battles and connected in several storylines. Metal Sonic is without doubt one of the most iconic villains from the Sonic franchise. From the start, all his purpose is to do is to just hate Sonic and destroy him for good. But as we come to know, he absolutely fails on that, but just won't stop. The more he gets fixed, the more he gets recreated. Of course, he can grow to super powerful Neo Metal Sonic style, just like as we see in Sonic Heroes, but of course, as we all know what happens, gets up being defeated by the Sonic team. His personality on wanting to destroy Sonic so bad is one of the reasons why he's one of the most iconic characters of the franchise. It wouldn't be too surprising if we continue seeing the rivalry in, let's say, a very last Sonic game. Although, we should be clear that him racing against Metal Sonic in Sonic CD is one of the most iconic moments in the entire Sonic franchise, especially around the classic era. Miles Tails Prower is Sonic's best friend and sidekick in the entire Sonic franchise. Being best friends with Sonic, supporting him with tech skills and teamwork, often saving the day by providing Sonic with abilities that he normally doesn't have. His intelligence and loyalty making him stand out among the characters. Having a level IQ the same as Robotnik does, and a helpful sidekick. Tails come up with smart inventions such as the tornado and other machinery that we can find in the other Sonic games, are very helpful materials that can help take down villains, bandits, and any other evil forces in their path. In many games, he is essential for gadgets, flights, and emotional support for Sonic. Sonic will probably never end up where he is today had it not been by a little helpful sidekick. Being a fan favorite among the Sonic community and the fandom, Tails will most likely remain the best sidekick alongside Sonic and his friends. Shadow the Hedgehog is the most edgy character in the entire Sonic franchise. Being an anti-hero as the ultimate life form, as people often refer to him as, Shadow is one of the most popular and narratively deep and extremely well-written characters in the entire Sonic franchise, from an iconic story and even his own redemption. His backstory on how he lost his best friend Maria is one of the most emotional and iconic moments found in the entire Sonic franchise. Being how he was a malicious creation, to being friends with a human character who sadly never got to visit Earth, to a villain that is going crazy, trying to desperately find the 7 Chaos Emeralds to help Dr. Robotnik out, to his famous redemption and his famous sacrifice at the end of the second adventure game. Let's just say real gamers got emotional when that happened. Shadow doing the right thing, keeping Maria's promise, and saving the entire universe. Shadow is widely loved among the fans. It surely wouldn't be a good storytelling without Shadow's heroic action and his iconic character. Dr. Robotnik, or Eggman if you prefer that name, is the main villain found in the entire Sonic universe, appearing in almost every Sonic game and nearly every conflict in the series coming to his inventions, robots, or schemes. It surely wouldn't be a good versus evil story without Robotnik in the Sonic universe. Like, imagine this, Sonic just running through green hills and then just looking for 7 Chaos Emeralds and just never finding a villain, and then with the next 99 games being the same thing over and over again, the only thing that gets different is the quality of the game, like the graphics. I mean, people would just get bored of the game without Robotnik's evil character. Him trying to take down Sonic in the game universe, and Robotnik in the movie universe trying to take his power. So while he can be evil and going a little too far on his villainous actions, you still have to remember the fact that he is the first villain to be introduced. As we close off this video with important Sonic characters, of course we can't forget the one that started it all, the iconic Sonic the Hedgehog himself. Video games, TV shows, fan animations, merchandise, and even a movie franchise that is still going to this day, and with the 4th movie set to release in March 19, 2027. First game releasing on June 23, 1991, to evolving to 3D Sonic and Sonic Adventure, to now the today modern look era with good storytelling and iconic characters today. It surely wouldn't be the franchise had it not been by the original character. Famous for his speed, spin dash, motivation, and his bravery, it wouldn't have been Sonic the Hedgehog the franchise without the character himself, Sonic the Hedgehog. He is the main protagonist in the entire series, and the central hero who drives almost every single storyline, his personality, and of course his rivalry with the most iconic villain in the entire franchise, Dr. Robotnik. Sonic has flabbergasted a lot of fans upon the game's release, and later a sequel was created just about a year later, and then following that a 3rd game, and the rest is history pretty much. I know, CD also came out before Sonic 2, I know, listen, I get it. If Sonic wasn't the main character in the entire Sonic franchise, who would be then? Well, maybe some of y'all are gonna vote on that in the comments down below, but let's be honest, one of the most famous video game characters and the most important character you found in the entire Sonic universe or series, franchise, you name it. Sonic, in my eyes, will remain as one of the most famous and beloved character that has ever existed. There you go, guys. That's my list on the most important Sonic characters in the entire Sonic franchise. Let me know in the comments if you guys think that someone else should have been on the list. Like, I'm gonna get a few that people say that Chaotix or Mephiles or maybe even Infinite, maybe even Cream the Rabbit or Big the Cat since they're from the Team Rose from Sonic Heroes. But yeah, that's my list, guys. Let me know you guys your guys' top 10 down below. That's pretty much all I have to say. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys next time.